Welcome back to the Village and the Skreets. Yo, let's hop right into this. Bam.
Yep, sir.
I see you're wearing a Demon Slayer shirt. Is that Tanjiro on the top?
Yep. Tanjiro, Nezuko, Zenitsu, Inosuke.
Inosuke?
Yeah.
I actually remember their names. That's how you know I'm into this. I'm locked into this anime.
Yes, sir.
There's two big anime for me this semester, let's say.
This semester? Yeah.
Vinland Saga, right?
Okay.
And Demon Slayer. Those are two ones I've been actively watching.
Yes.
Funny story about Vinland Saga. So I've been navigating the online streets to find a site where I can watch Vinland Saga. I successfully did that for like 15 or so episodes. Navigating the streets. And then I was on Netflix and it said new episode dropping on Monday. I was like, wait.
Oh, you didn't know it was on Netflix? Oh, man. That's funny.
I was navigating the streets for like 15 weeks watching this show.
Oh, you know what it is because that person's, whoever's Netflix account is, they probably don't watch anime.
No, shout out to the person. I even have like my own, like...
Oh, like you have your own... Oh, that's on you, bro. That's on you, bro.
It's completely on me. Like, I guess I didn't realize. I saw Vinland Saga on Netflix, but I thought it was like season 1. But I just looked at it, it said new season, new episode dropping on Monday.
Yeah. It's so convenient because it's like I either would use Crunchyroll or Netflix for Vinland Saga, but Netflix just does a better job of tracking where you're at, so you don't lose where you're at, bro. But yeah, that's funny, bro.
So at the point of this recording, we have one episode left. I think this season.
Oh, for real? Only one more episode?
Yeah. I think it dropped on Monday.
Yeah, it do makes. Okay, so you watched the latest episode that came out last week Monday, right? This week Monday?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're both up to date with that. Cool.
The last thing, spoiler alert, we're about to probably talk about the whole seasons and everything like that.
Yeah, pretty much right. Like we're only one episode off from I was hoping we got more stuff going on, but based on where we're at right now, it does make sense that we're hitting that climactic point, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it. And I think we also make some, I guess, guesses of where the story will go.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We haven't. You read the manga for Vinland Saga?
No.
I didn't read the manga either, so we're in the dark for this one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's start off with Vinland Saga first, and then we could get into Demon Slayer later. Vinland Saga, bro. I think we made a video talking a little bit about Vinland Saga this season as well. I'm really glad we're done with the farm simulator, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. Like, I was getting so bored for the first 13 episodes of Vinland Saga, bro. Like, the most action we got, you realize, in the first part of the season is in Thorfinn's mind. The most action we got was his dreams.
Oh, he lost his ear? He lost part of his ear?
I don't even consider that action, bro. That's him literally just standing there.
I hear you. I think I get it. I get it. So we're used to the high octane action of Vinland Saga.
Yeah.
But I think we've seen a lot of progression with Thorfinn's character.
No. In terms of, it's one of those things where like I will continue to clown the first part of the season, because of what it literally is. You know, it's literally just him learning how to be a farmer for a whole 10 episodes, right?
Or a slave.
Slave, right? Yeah.
Or being content with being a slave.
Content with being a slave. In that, not even content. Like, he just is like, he's in that mental state of like, this is like, my life's purpose is gone. I don't want to keep on living, keep on going on, but I'm just like, I have enough survival instinct to not just end my own life. You know, kind of what I'm getting from Thorfinn. So
I think he also thinks he doesn't deserve a good life at that point.
True. Like he's like, nothing good has ever happened to me and all that. That's the kind of energy he was on. And I understand why we had to go through that from the psychological standpoint. because Thorfinn, we needed to see Thorfinn be in that state so that he can have these moments of understanding. Because Thorfinn literally, by being a slave for that period of time, it allowed him to see both ends of the spectrum of this Viking world, right?
Yeah.
It allowed him to like actually like really, because you can sympathize with being a slave even if you're a Viking, right? But if you're the one dishing out this kind of suffering to people, like you really need to be in it to really understand. You really need to understand like that, like you can only sympathize with the feeling of being like whipped for so long. I don't want to get too graphic for anybody, right? But Vinland Saga is a graphic series. But you truly understand what it means to be a slave when the master pulls back the whip and then you flinch before even the whip hits you. You know what I mean? It's like Thorfinn, like he knows now, like in his body, he knows now what it means to be on the other side of this Viking garbage, right? And so even when Thorfinn had his whole I don't know, dream / semi-spiritual experience where he's talking to askeladd, and shout out to that scene. That was like one of the best scenes in the whole series, man. Like the whole seeing the abyss of hell and seeing this, what this Viking world actually is, like on a spiritual level. Like I really enjoyed that scene. And it really makes sense, like this awakening that Thorfinn kind of has, this awakening of like, yo, I don't want to commit this act. I don't want to be part of this cycle anymore, man. Like this is, my dad was right. We got no enemies. This is trash. We're in a trash world. But even still, as a person that loves the high octane energy stuff, I was like, Thorfinn, what are you talking about? So you're not going to fight nobody? You're not going to square up with nobody? You can't, like, this is not the world to do that, bro. You like, I understand where you're coming from, but you need to square up with some people, bro. Some people are still going to try to raid what you have and do that whole Viking bullshit, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
is he going full vegan? Is he going full vegan?
Like that was the energy he was giving off. But it does seem like there is circumstances where he will be willing to box. So when he had that fight against Snake, I enjoyed that because it's like, okay, Thorfinn, balance, bro. Okay, your objective, I get it, is not to kill Snake. It's to stop Snake. Enact violence on him, bro. Enact violence. If you break some of his bones, that's cool. He's still gonna be alive to see another day. All right?
Yeah.
So you have to have some compromise there.
Fair.
So what Thorfinn is growing into, if his final goal is to basically create his own community where violence is not a thing, but he's willing to enact violence to protect the community while preserving the lives of those that are trying to attack him, I can respect that. That's a good middle ground for me. That would just make Thorfinn he would just have to be a way better warrior than everybody else.
Be Batman.
Literally, you have to be Batman, and he would have to train all the other men in the community to be Batman. You know, in order to maintain that.
I will say, it was a slow start, but it was so like I'm happy I don't read the manga for this because it's so unexpected. Like last thing I seen, Thorfinn crying over askeladd, and now there's X amount of time skip. It's hard to tell how much time. And in the first episode, I think there was like at least a 2 or 3 year time skip.
I think it's 3.
3 year time skip?
I think it's a 3 year. I think it's 3.
So he's saying there's a time skip between season 1 and season 2, right? Thorfinn had longer hair. He'd been a slave for a while, right? Einar gets to the plantation or the farm, and I feel like there's a time skip even when Einar's there because both of their hair is growing.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't. Yeah. In terms of like from the prologue to season 2, it might be a 1 to 2 year time skip. I think it's between there, and then Einar, and then Einar's introduction 3 years. Yeah.
So about 4 or 5 years from where we saw Thorfinn at the end of season 1.
Yes.
So I think that was pretty cool seeing the progression of that character, and how he still kind of relies on askeladd in a way. it's interesting how much he doesn't rely on his visions of his father, which is kind of, you know,
because well, what do you think about it? Like, he lost his dad at like as a toddler, you know, like 5 or 7 years old. So it's like he has more memories of Askeladd than he does of Thors. It's more of like he has an idea of what Thors represents for him now, less of like who Thors actually is, you know. But he knows more about who Askeladd actually is and the lessons that Askeladd passed on to him. So Askeladd is just more available to him in his mind than Thors.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
the whole mission started because of Thor's death. So all that was cool. I will be honest with you, Bam. I saw the last couple episodes, specifically the episode with arnheid and her husband. When he came back, and like they tried to go escape. I'm like, arnheid, don't. Like, he's dying. Like, don't. Know what I'm saying?
But like, oh my gosh, bro. All right, yeah, say your thing, man. Say your thing on that.
I was like, arnheid, I get what you're saying. Well, unless you're gonna go with him, know what I'm saying? Don't go on this. Don't go on this horse ride with him. Know what I'm saying? Unless you're gonna leave with him.
like you mean like leave with him? Like,
yeah. Unless you're gonna leave with him, don't do this, girl. Don't do this. And she didn't leave with him. So when their master came back and
freak this dude, bro. Yo.
That was a hard scene to watch. It was a hard scene to watch.
I was like, why? What is this dude coming in with a stick for, bro? Like, I'm watching the scene with my girl, right?
Yeah.
And so we're watching it, and she's like, I immediately see the stick, and I'm like, yo, if this guy tries to strike Arnhez, bro, I'm a wild out. And she's like, oh no, he's not gonna do that. That's not the type of guy he is. He's probably just gonna talk to her. But like, I'm like, yo, why is he coming in with that whole stick for? Why is he coming in with a whole stick?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo. And he kept doubling down when he said she was pregnant, bro.
Horrible guy, horrible decision. Understandable where he was at that state of his life, though. You know what I'm saying? His whole son just created a war with the king. The king's about to come to take over his whole stuff. The one person he thought he could trust and confide in
tried to escape.
Tried to leave with a man, her husband.
Yeah, but like,
no, understandable. He feels like his whole world is crashing around him. He has no power. She's still a slave at the end of the day. It's the only thing he exert his power on. And then she says she's pregnant, and she's like, trust me, and horrible decisions. But understandable from where he is in his life.
Yeah, I guess it's like my mind is a little bit tilted towards, you know, I feel like because like the modern day we live in is like, yo, slavery is bad, right? Yeah, so it's like, for me, I'm looking at that like, you don't think she was sleeping with you because you think she cared about you, bro? Like, you own her.
Like, you could think that.
Like, yeah, it's just like that whole mindset of like, you convince yourself that she likes you and that she's sleeping with you because she's choosing to do so. Like, bro, you own her. Like, she has no choice but to. It's only in her best interest to survive, to make you happy in these moments and to listen to you and all that, man. But
in his head, he's like, yo, she used to be a whole slave. Now she's living in the high quarters. She's not doing the real yard work. She gets to sleep with me. And like, I tell her all the stuff that I'm going through. She never complains about it. You know, his head is on her lap. She's looking down at him. So he doesn't see her facial expressions. She's saying all the right things. So he's like, yeah, she really loved me. For real. That's what he convinced himself. Yep. And I could see how he could think that is the truth. You know, he's never been a slave before, so he's like, yeah, like I'm a good guy. I know other slave owners. I'm not like that,
right? Because even when he gets introduced as like this benevolent slave owner. where he's like, hey, you guys work for me for 3 years to clear up this land, and then I'll buy the land from you, and then you no longer have to be slaves, and heck, you could be just free men. So so in terms of like at the time, being a slave, right? He's probably one of your best options if you're a slave, because at least you have the opportunity. A progressive slave owner. But Arnheid does not have that option, right? Arnheid is like locked in, like there.
I don't know where women are seen in this community or this culture back in the day. So like, yeah, I don't know. I can't speak on that. But like, not only is she a woman, she's also a slave. Yeah, a woman that's a slave. So like, she's probably even lower on the totem pole. So like,
yeah. So maybe it's like his mindset is like, yo, look how I'm treating you. Yes. So I see what you're saying now. It's like he's looking how I'm treating you, and you're betraying me in this way to run away. But like, my question is like, did you know that you had her husband being a slave a couple houses down?
I think that wasn't even his property. I think it's just a different slave owner way over there.
No, I think it's still on the farm. It's still on because that's why Snake was like, yo, we need to keep him captive, because he killed people that's in this community, and so we have to like wait for Ketil, I think his name's Ketil, to come through to be like, yo, what do you want us to do about this guy? You have to kind of pass a judgment.
From my understanding of what happened, I thought it was like the plantation next door.
Yeah.
Over a runaway slave, her husband, just killed everybody, was running this way because he had a vision, or he thought his bride, Arnheid, is on that plantation. So he gets over there, and they're like, yo, this is a multi-family dispute right now. Okay. We should kill the slave because that's their property. Maybe we should hold on to him.
I see.
The master gets back and they can decide what's going on. And the last thing Ketil said to Arnheid, this is not me defending Ketil at all.
Oh yeah. Not defending. You're just trying to understand his mindset.
Yeah.
Okay.
The last thing he said to Arnheid was like, yo, I love you. I confide in you. I need you. The two of us are gonna grow old together. That's the last thing he said to her. You know what I'm saying? Or something along those lines. He's like, I need you. My son is crazy. They all think of me as this Iron Fist Ketil guy. I'm not really that guy. They had me beat some kids. I felt terrible about it. You're the only one I can confide in. I don't like my wife. She's
yeah.
And he goes on this trip that's supposed to be real calm. His whole life.
So he's trying to come back to the one place. He's trying to see the mindset. He's trying to come back to that one place of comfort where he can just like
he knows it's his. That he knows it's his. That he can confide in, and then he hears all that, and then that horrible choices, but understandable decision based off where he was in his life. And that was hard to watch. I was like, yo, Ketil, come on, man. You're not really like this. You don't have to be.
You're not about this life, Ketil. That's the crazy thing about it. You're not about this life, and it's like you're beating a pregnant woman that is chained up.
Yeah. I'm happy Snake stepped in. I'm happy Snake said, listen.
Yo, shout out to Snake, because I love Snake's character so much, bro. Because Snake is literally that dude that is like, he's a rational. He leans to being a good guy, but he's doing his job. Like he leans, his moral compass is lean to be a good guy.
Yeah.
But he's still got a job to do. So when he grabbed the stick, he was like, hey, I'm not stopping you. I'm just, hey, master, I just want to check in with you. Is this what are you clear in your head in terms of what you're doing? Hey, if you want to kill her, that's your property. You do your thing. I'm just saying, is that what you're trying to do? So I'm gonna let go of the stick. But I just, as a person that works for you, I just want you to know what you're clearly doing. Because me, I kill people all the time, and what you're doing looks very close to what I do. You know what I mean?
I think Snake is like, so askeladd is a guy who does things, but I think he's leaning towards evil.
Yes,
right?
yes.
I think Snake is like a lot like askeladd, but he's leaning more towards good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like it would have been so, because to me, everybody loses to thors. Like everybody loses to thors. But it would have been interesting to see askeladd versus Snake. Like that would have been an interesting fight. I think askeladd would have found a way to cheat, but like that would have been an interesting fight. Askeladd would have been like, "Oh snap! I can't play this guy fair and square. The odds are too even between us." You know,
there's a bit of honor with Snake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. There's a bit of like, I don't want to do this.
The last episode, he like getting up to go to war.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I know the guy's a fake. But hey, he been nice to me. Like what?
Yo, and I love Snake for his leadership. Cause Snake is like, yo, dudes, you can leave. He's like, dudes, you're my men. Just know we're going to lose. Like, I love how Snake is like, guys, this is the king's army, and we got people that are fighting with broomsticks and pots and pans on top of their head for helmets. We're going to lose. I'm comfortable with losing because that's like he's been making us basically do nothing, eating well, having a roof over our head for years. But you're my boys, leave. And they were like, we're not about to let you die on your own, brother. We gonna figure out a way to survive, man. We gonna come through. We gonna do something.
Yeah, W for them, yo. W for them.
Yeah.
We've been talking about Vinland Saga for a while now.
Yeah.
How do you think it's gonna end? The last thing we've seen, Thorgil is in the water, and he's like getting up out the water, right behind the king. He got some yards though. He got some distance. He got some distance.
Yeah, it's funny. Like shout out to my girl. She was literally saying like, "Yo, Thorgil should have stayed lower, as low as possible, up until he should be crawling on the sand." Like that's what she was thinking. I was like, yeah, I agree with that. Thorgil's definitely going to body a lot of people for sure. Thorgil's definitely going to body a lot of people. He's going to make the king get scared. He's definitely going, because I feel like the king would definitely lose to Thorgil in a one-on-one fight, so that's not going to happen. But Thorgil's, in my opinion, Thorgil's going to die. He's going to die. I don't know who's going to kill him, but he's going to die. For some reason, I feel like Thorfinn's going to turn back.
To what?
Because the story's about Thorfinn.
Yeah.
So for some reason, I feel like Thorfinn's going to turn back, bro.
Into a warrior?
No, not turn back. I mean, like, actually, like, he's going to get off the carriage and run to the battlefield and say, we don't need to do this, or some garbage like that. Like, that's what I mean. That's what I feel like. I have this thought while I was watching them get ready and everything, because the king's army has 100 men. We have 300 and something. So
that's funny.
We have, because Thorfinn's right there. You know what I mean? Thorfinn's.
Okay, all right.
But I had this thought being like, where's Thorkil at? I had this thought like, where's Thorkil at though? You know what I mean?
He's old. It's probably been like 6-7 years, and he's very old beforehand.
But Thorkil, even remember at the beginning of the season, we saw an episode of Thorkil still doing his thing. Like he's probably in his 40s, maybe his 50s. But man is built. Man is built for battle. Like he gonna die in the battlefield. Like that's what he's looking for. You know what I mean? So I can see potentially Thorkil coming from the other side.
He's gonna helicopter in.
Yo, you remember One Piece? He's gonna be like Garp on the boat jumping off.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
He's gonna start slicing up everybody. Oh my gosh, bro.
Galaxy punch the ground.
But we have one more episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be because I feel like we're kind of recording for a little bit of time, so maybe this episode just be on Vinland, and then we do the next episode on Demon Slayer. Bro, I think Vinland Saga has kind of been building up to this ideological confrontation between the king and Thorfinn. Right? Because the king evolved into a person that's willing to commit heinous acts of treachery and violence in order to achieve that utopia. While Thorfinn wants that utopia, but he's going down the other way of like, I don't want to do any acts of violence whatsoever. Right? So it's kind of like they're evolving. They're trying to reach the same goal, but they're evolving and growing in different ways. So my prediction is Thorfinn's going to see what's going on in the battle. Someone's going to come up in his head. Maybe askeladd sits next to him in a vision, or thors puts his arm on his shoulder, and then Thorfinn's going to be like, hey, you guys keep going. I'm going to book over there and see what I can do. And then we have that confrontation between them. And we see how that plays out. I don't know if that's. I definitely feel like a lot of the farmers are going to die by the time Thorfinn gets over there. And but that's my prediction. What about you? What do you think?
All right, I think Thorgil, right? I think he's going to get close to the king. He might even touch him one time. You know what I'm saying?
Might cut him up a little bit.
He might cut him up. He might. Cause I feel like he's gonna be in his berserker Viking rage. He might take out like 3 of them.
Cause he's a good warrior. He's a good warrior.
Facts. He might slash the king, or might get close to slashing the king. He's not gonna kill the king. That's not happening. He might get packed up.
By himself.
Fight valiantly.
I thought he had a plan of like. I thought he had like a group with him. I thought like he had like a small group of like maybe 5 to 6 good men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just by himself with his brother, come on, bro.
And his brother really flaked on him.
Yeah.
I hope it's not the case where his brother is trying to save his own self. So like Thorgil's right behind, and he's like, "Yo, King, turn around!"
Oh my gosh!
I hope that's not the case.
Yo, that'd be ridiculous. I don't think he's gonna do that. I don't think that's gonna do that. We'll see.
I hope not.
He doesn't give me the energy of like save my own booty kind of vibes. The son?
You know what?
To me, he doesn't give me that energy. He gives me the energy of like, oh, I'm trying to figure things out. I'm trying to figure out what it means to be a man. And the whole idea of killing somebody, did that and did not get the feeling that my brother Thorgil told me I was going to get. And so he's trying to, I think he still respects his brother. He respects what he was given by his family now. Yeah. I think he just doesn't know how he's supposed to be a man in this world, because he doesn't have the body of like a Thors, you know what I mean? And he doesn't have the temperament of like that warrior that enjoys the violence and cutting things up, right? So I don't think he doesn't give me betray my family energy, you know?
I don't know. We'll see. I can see him betraying his people.
Okay.
I can see him trying to survive and betray his people. So I see Thorfinn and the king have to reunite to some capacity. You know what I'm saying? Because their last interaction, Thorfinn launched at him. The king spared him. Yeah. And they both grown drastically since they last seen each other.
Oh yeah,
so
major.
There's no other way that this king will see Thorfinn unless he actually creates a new place and the king finds that new place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ketil, I feel like he might get packed up. I think he's gonna die.
Yeah, I think he needs to. For me personally, like, what are you doing here, buddy? Like, oh man.
I hope Einar escaped for Arnheid.
I hope.
Okay.
I mean, if you saw the last episode, Arnheid's looking like she's knocking on that door.
It looks like she's knocking on that door for sure, but like she's accepting to stay alive for a little bit. That's what I decided. That's what I got from that episode. Like, she should have died, but she's like, no, actually, there's still people who care for me.
Because the thing about it, like, when you think about like medieval series like Vinland Saga, for me, because I've watched a lot of medieval series, like Viking-based shows, like live-action ones. But anything set within that time period, anytime I see a character cough up blood, you're dead. Like we don't have advanced medical care. Like unless it's a magic system or advanced technology and medicine, if you cough up blood, you're done. You got internal bleeding happening. You're done.
I see you surviving. I see you're surviving. Either,
bro, look at the medical advice he got from the other guy that was taking care of her. Like, at arrest. Let's just bandage this stuff up.
Yeah.
I didn't see him mixing up no kind of herbs. I didn't see him doing any kind of praying to no god for a healing magic or whatever. But she done, bro. Done.
I let you tell your story. What's going to happen? Let me finish.
My fault. Respect yourself.
So I see either maybe the King's Guard see this carriage escaping, or maybe Ketil's people see the carriage escaping. Thorfinn's like, einar, you gotta protect Arnheid, protect the old guy, leave off. I'm gonna stop here and defend the carriage, something like that.
Okay.
They have their bro handshake, good looks on the plantation, my guy, and then Thorfinn, he gets captured, and the king sees each other, and that's maybe how the season ends. But Einar and Arnheid are gonna survive.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. That's your predictions. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Any other pieces for Vinland Saga? I guess the final thing is, like, since we're only one episode left, and I know the last episode can potentially, how it goes could change people's perspectives on the series, but how would you rate this season?
This season? Solid 8.5.
Yeah, I'll put that there too. Solid 8.5 as well. It's so weird because, again, the first part of the season I was like, like I was sleeping through it, but I understood why we needed to go through that to get into where Thorfinn is now. Maybe we could have done with one or two less episodes of it, in my opinion. I mean, I feel like sometimes the slave arc kind of ran on a little bit too long, you know. So I'll say 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 though, because I understand why the creator was like, we need to go through this first, and then they can start seeing the perspective from Thorfinn and the evolution happening here.
Yeah. I think the season had a lot of things going up against it. One, not only was it a slow start. Two, they had to get a whole recast of characters. So there's like no connection you had other than with Thorfinn, who's not even himself right now. You know what I'm saying? Or what we had envisioned of Thorfinn. So it had a lot of stuff going against it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, final thing. And maybe we only spend a few minutes talking about it, and then we'll close out the episode. What was your feelings about that whole episode towards Arnhez, her husband, and like his whole episode of like just knocking on death's door and like seeing the other side and bouncing between, like, Nah, he a real one. I was torn at first about Arnheid not telling him that like the son was killed. But it makes sense. Like, this guy is going through a lot. Like, he's clearly not there anymore. Yeah.
So nah, he went out like a real one.
Yeah,
and he choked out Snake when he was bleeding. Like, come on, like,
yeah,
he's a real one. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, he's a real one, man.
Was juggler out, like, he was really trying to survive. He said, "I'm gonna protect my woman. I'm gonna go back to Valhalla." Maybe he didn't say that, but he gonna go back with his kid, and everything will be sweet.
Yeah.
He died a real death.
I appreciated that Arnhez did not say that, because she knew, like, she knew this was like his final moments.
Yeah.
So why even, why make him feel even an ounce more despair
Yeah.
You know, it's like he's gonna find out. Like, you know, he's gonna cross over and see his son over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I want to say. Like, shout out to Arnheid. I just wish for her.
Yeah.
that just left with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew this was not going to end well for her. Mm-hmm. And she's been going through too much. I'm like, yo, Arnheid, please just.
I think if Arnheid wasn't pregnant, she might have taken that option. But because she's pregnant, I think she found a new reason to live. Like, she's no longer feeling like she's living for herself. Like, she has a child. It's a new reason. It's a new purpose for her. You know? So even though it came from things that she didn't not want to happen, it's new life that she could take care of and find joy and peace in, you know? So I feel like if she wasn't, she'd be like, oh, she might have taken the option, to be honest with you. She might have. Ah, man. Yeah, Vinland Saga, great series, man.
Arnheid goated this season. She's goated. She's
okay.
Goated.
Yeah, I respect that. Yep, she is.
The strength she's shown. Immense. Her husband, he goated too. All right, he goated too.
He had a few episodes, but he made some impact in those few episodes. Yeah. Yeah.
Who else? I appreciate
Snake.
Thorgil. Oh, sure. Snake cool. Thorgil, he's straight to the point. You know, he's a muscle bound. He's Thor.
Thorgil. He's actually low key kind of like. He's kind of a smart dick because he's like, yo guys, get ready for war. Everyone's like, so who we fighting against? No, just gather everybody up first, and I'll tell you guys. Get set up, get ready. And he's like, yo, everyone's ready. Everyone's got their weapons. Yeah, we're hyped up. Yeah, all right, we're going to war against the king. What do you mean we're going to war? Like, but look at us. We got these numbers. This is our land. What that king knows about farming, he know nothing about that. And he's like, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
He's a stereotypical Viking. Like, I guess when you think of like a Viking, he's him.
Yeah, man. But any final words you want to say on this?
Nah, I hope I'm right and you're wrong. I mean, let's hope the season ends well.
Bro, listen. Let's hope it ends well. We'll see we'll revisit this when the final episode comes out. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what we have to say about Vinland Saga, man. An amazing series. This season gave me a lot more trust in the creator of it, because the first 10 episodes, I was like, yo, where are we going here, man? Where are we going here? But the creator knows how to flip it. He knows how to make it work. He's like, I trust you. Similar to how I trust the creator of Attack on Titan. I trust Vinland Saga. We'll see how that goes, man. We'll see how the final episode turns out. But anyway, guys, me and Dr. Griffs, we really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video and engage with us. In the comments down below, let us know what you guys think about Vinland Saga. Let us know what you guys think about how the final episode is going to turn out. Maybe you guys have already watched the final episode and you guys are just tuning into our thoughts and opinions about this. But yeah, let us know your thoughts and opinions about Vinland Saga and like how you guys enjoyed the series so far. And let us also know what other stuff you would like us to create or talk about in the future. If you want to follow me and Dr. Griffs on other platforms, check out the description. We have our own individual channels where we do our own stuff on the side. And if you want to see more conversations like this, that subscribe button is looking very clickable right there. So anyways, guys, you see my voice is disappearing. Anyways, guys, this is Bam and
Dr. Griffs,
and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.